Good evening to you. How are you? This is Jonas Live. If you can hear the sound of my voice there, do let me know where you're logging from. My name is Simba Chikanza, beaming to you live. If you can hear the sound of my voice there, just type in the comments right now and let us know where you're logging from. I'm just going to be giving you a small catch-up on confirmed details surrounding the self-styled activist, only popularly known as Nyokayemabhunu, an activist who has been reported to have been arrested and is currently awaiting a court battle in South Africa. So quickly, obvious misses, there's been a lot flying about, and people have been in a state of expectation or expectancy over our coverage because we take great interest on such cases. Okay, so quickly, if you hear the sound of my voice over there, let me know where you're logging in from. Okay, thank you. I've got people there who've let me know on this news network that they can hear me. So what I'm going to do quickly is we're now on Twitter Space. Thank you very much. It's a very good evening to you. And viewers, ministers, people would like to know the confirmed details around Nyokayemabhunu, an activist, self-styled activist who was arrested in South Africa, and he has been slapped with a document that is requesting for him to be, or demanding that he be extradited. He be extradited from South Africa. Okay, so quickly, obviously, people want to know. I'm just going to give you quickly confirmed details right now, and I apologize that people we're not getting these instant updates or these the kind of rapid updates that people should be getting. And you won't get rapid updates on cases like these because, and you know why? We don't give you on this news network rapid updates on cases like Nyokayemabhunu. And the reason why we don't give you rapid updates is because we investigate. This is not a usual court case. A case where someone just gets arrested and someone just comes up and says, oh, so and so has been arrested and they've been charged with this. Oh, so and so is in this state, or their wife has got a child, or they've got this. No, we don't do that. This news network is a news network that does in-depth investigations, and we don't rush. And we would rather wait. We can even wait for months until we provide a firm update. So this current session here, a lot of people don't get this. The reason why we do these sessions, some people expect us. At times, of course, we do that as chat shows, so where people can talk. It's an open space, open floor, where people speak and they say everything and anything that they want. But there are times when people just want to hear what it is that we have investigated. They just want to hear news. This is a news network, period. So quickly, I think people asking, let me just text here. Link to speak is there. Okay. People now have it. I think you now have it there. Okay. But the link is there for people to come in and ask questions from us. Just to ask questions after I've given you the update. Okay. So I'm going to take about 5 to 10 minutes to update you of your businesses on what I have found out. And I will give you from my news desk. And then after that, you can come back and I will have an open floor for about an extra 10 minutes. After 20 minutes, I'll be done and dusted. We're going to be shutting because I don't intend to stretch too late. Tonight is about news and a little bit of Q&As. News and a little bit of Q&A. Okay. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. Right. So quickly. our viewers and listeners, the case relating to Wellington Masiwa, a man in space in South Africa called Wellington Masiwa, who was arrested and is being accused of running WhatsApp groups. Of course, that's for something else, the politics, something else. But in South Africa, what we see, Zedius, I'm going to be doing my update, and then later on I can have you come in to ask questions. Okay, so quickly, so Nyokayemabhunu is an activist who's been using social media for a while to express himself, and some people supposed that Nyokayemabhunu is Blessed Geza's spokesman or spokesperson, that Nyokayemabhunu is running Blessed Geza. People gave him tags and the like, and there's a certain face that people occupied. And in as much as the civilians in the country developed an opinion of who Blessed Geza, not Blessed Geza, of who Nyokayemabhunu is, people in the Zimbabwe state security, or the Mnangagwa state security, also develops an opinion of who he is. So those are the bits that I'm going to be telling you. But I'm going to start in telling you what is official on the ground. Just yesterday, I gave an update from Nyokayemabhunu's lawyer, and Mr. Machingura, who spoke, and he narrated about what is it. Nyokayemabhunu was slapped with an offense, an immigration offense. That was the first thing. But while all this was underway, he was slapped with another charge, and this time it was an extradition request, and that extradition had to it an allegation of fraud, dating to something that is alleged to have happened back in Zimbabwe. And so the lawyer explained that what is needed for Nyokayemabhunu at present is a fund. Nyokayemabhunu needs a team. There's need to be a team that is need to be set up, a legal team that is strong, and so money is needed to be put together so that the legal team will be equipped. And I promised to assist, so people could donate straight to the lawyer. And I am ready, and I will be doing that, Zimbabweans, to help people so that they donate straight to the lawyer, as I said before. And I stress, do not give your money to anyone else. And I would warn you not to give your money or your details to a man who is called Pardon Gambakwe. I call him out by name because I know him, Ndinomu Ziva. He works for Hubert Angel, and he is someone who has been running multiple counterintelligence operations over the years for Hubert Angel. And around the time of the capture, I'm going to narrate how, because we want to know, how was he arrested? Who was really behind the arrest? How did Nyokayemabhunu get into trouble? Is it DJ Ola? Is it so and so? Is it so and so? I've got my own version. I've got the last words that Nyokayemabhunu gave me, okay, in the build-up to that arrest. Tori ne a whole build-up, because I knew what was happening. I even knew before things were happening. And many times I did even warn Nyokayemabhunu. So I'm going to be playing you here recordings from Nyokayemabhunu directly in the build-up to the arrest, and the recordings will show you, should give you a clue or a clip into what was going on. How were things going in this direction? So quickly, number one, Nyokayemabhunu was I told you about the charge. So they then tried to extradite him. So we are at that stage now. The lawyers are now at a stage where they are fighting the two cases, but they are now trying to strengthen their team so that they can help Nyokayemabhunu and save him from both extradition and any form of unfair prosecution against him. So quickly, how did things get there? How did we get here? How did people get here? And I have already laid out what the legal case is, what is happening at present. So I'm going to just give you a clue here from my notes. How did Nyokayemabhunu get into this? How did he get to this point where things got to be like this? This is the biggest story, correct? I'm going to try and shift cell phones, and I'm going to shift because I want to play some audios, and these audios are on this device, and the device that I'm on right now is on Twitter Space. So I'm just going to shift. I'm praying that we don't get cut on Twitter Space. Right. We haven't been cut on Twitter Space, right? Good. Great. So we haven't been cut on Twitter Space. So quickly, the activist Nyokayemabhunu, who is alleged to be a man called Wellington Masiwa, in March, around March, soon after some meetings that he had with some people who I warned him, don't meet these people. Ndangadamudza inini Nyokayemabhunu kuti uzasangane nevanhu avava. Yeah, right. So around that time, he sent me an audio, and the message that I have, I just need to do this. So I'd sent him a message on 27 March, 4 days before the 31st of March demonstration. And I told him this is what was my message. This is from a WhatsApp group posted just now. And what I said to Mabhunu was, I told you this Chimama person is a liability. I'm wondering what you're trying to achieve in doing this, but these communications you make with these people are kuchekeresa vanu. Okay. So how do I put this on video? I want to show people kutimone message and ndakamutumira iyi muswa 27. Shiri kuoneka ere? Shiri kuoneka? Azisi. Matiki, are you there? Open your microphone.
Yes, I'm here.
Beautiful. Is this clear? Is this clear, or I need to remove the lighting?
Yeah, I think there's too much light. There's too much light on it.
Okay. Oh no, it's even worse now. So let me do this. Let me remove my my light over here. Okay, I'm just going to switch off my light. Okay, I've just switched off the light. Is it better now? No, it's even worse, right?
Yeah, it's worse. It's worse.
No,
or maybe it's a matter of just holding a little bit on it. Yes. Yakoneka. Maybe you just need to pull it closer, but yakoneka.
Is it readable?
You need to pull it closer. Yeah, I can see this is from. Yeah, it's like a little bit. Yeah, I can see from a WhatsApp.
Yes, good, good, wonderful.
Yes,
Wonderful,
yes.
great.
Yeah.
So what does it say? Yeah. So
Okay.
I said to him there, this is from a WhatsApp. Shall I put it in the center? Maybe.
Yeah, I think on the center it will work.
Okay, so let me put it in the center so that it gets prominence. Okay. I'll remove the young man's picture here.
Okay.
So remove.
Yeah, I think they will be right. Yeah.
Absolutely. So what I've just done is to take.
Yeah, that's much better.
Okay, so how is this now? Clearer? Yes. Can you see? So this is from a WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
Posted just now. Is it clear? Right?
Yes, 100%.
Right. Can you read it?
Yes, I can read this clearly. Like, this is from WhatsApp group posted just now. Told you this my person is a liability, wondering what you are trying to achieve in doing this, but these communications you make with these people are kuchekeresa vanhu.
Okay, so that was me there. And then that was on the, you see the date 27. Can you see that 27 March, right? Can you see the date?
Let me see. I'm only seeing the right on top. Yes, on top. Now I can see the date. It's 27. It was the Thursday, yeah.
Okay, so this is his audio. Listen to this. Goma chimama uyo mutengesa ndi mabvira mandaura. Audio yakadai kuburisa before aibasire kwamana kumutitari vakutoiza udhara ina basa. Aina kana impact. Is nothing to do necessarily kwatakatarisa vakomana vachamhanya zviri very legendary. Ndezvekupenga zvavanenge vachitaura zvizvo. Audio yake yekupenga iyo. Akaningirina. Aiwa no. Ndezvekupenga izvo zvazvibatsira. Right, so that is what he sent me there. Can you see?
Yeah, I can hear direct.
So on 27 March. That is way before.
Yes.
Okay. So quickly, I just need to get myself into here. Exit the solo mode. Okay, thank you. So that was on the 27th March. Now, I had already spotted around that time. I'd already spotted that something is brewing, something not so great is happening, that things are not going to turn out well, because the individual who he had, I felt like if you're doing activism, yakadai, what you need is to do it in a way that it's not you, it's just the people, and you're not making things, you're not sticking your head out there. And I also criticized any form, Matiki, I think your microphone is off now. Yeah. So I was saying,
I'm here. I'm following. I didn't want just to interrupt with unnecessary noise.
I'm with you. So yeah. I also criticized any form of trying to associate himself with Blessed Geza, because he is not connected to Blessed Geza. Mabhunu is not connected to Blessed Geza. Mabhunu is not and has never been Blessed Geza's spokesman at any time, neither for anything, at any time. So I felt it's not wise. So there's certain things, because I am trained in this area, yes, security and the like, and sometimes I know what I can pick what type of communication is coming out there and what things imply. So because of that, I told him, look, you're associating with the wrong people. vana this so-called chimama person anongozviti chimama wana munhu anongozviti chimama mama chichocho you know kutosta kwandingotaura zita rake ndronzi chakuti.
Yes.
These are basics, you know. And then also, what's the point of bringing your head out there? Because the young man has got absolutely nothing to do with Gaza, nothing to do with Gaza, nothing to do with the war veterans, nothing to do with the so-called the military that he was claiming, that some people were claiming that he's connected to. Nah, he's just himself. He's just someone who is just doing his thing. And so here is an important development that I need to warn people. So there's this Chimama person. The second person who is part of this build-up to get Nyokayemabhunu arrested and to get him trapped, you will notice here, I'm just going to put up on the screen, and people can someone call for me on there? Call for me, a man. I know some of you Zimbabweans, you follow this blogger called Pardon Gambakwe. Mushedze auye panapapa arambere kuti aisifoni yake ere. And if not, then in the chat, tinogona kutozoburitsa kana number yake, maybe not, but because I don't want to compromise his privacy. But people need to know about these. My statements I report I. Pardon Gambakwe. There you are. So this was Muswa 21 March. Can you see? Is this message clear? Yeah, clear. It clear. You see, for Dodzimafuti. Yeah, clear. Did it?
No, it's clear. I can see.
Can you see the date?
I cannot see the date, but I can see where it's written I Simba.
Yes, and then can you see the screenshot that he's sending me?
You need to pull it up a little bit. It's down. I can see that reddish thing.
Yes.
Yes, I can see the screenshot, but I can't read it.
Okay, so I'll zoom it in.
Maybe.
You can see it now, right?
No. I think you need to put it on the center like you did the first one.
Okay, let me try to do that. Okay, I'll do that. I'll bring it onto the center. Is it clear now?
Just a second. Okay, yeah, but it's saying warning at the face, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. People are advised to give Gambakwe his connection.
Okay, so people are advised not to give Gambakwe all his connections, any money.
Yes.
Any money. The 31st demonstration does not need money. Can you see that? Is that clear?
31st yes. Yes, I can see there.
Why do you need money? Demonstration, people just come.
And I was there. I think you spoke something like that before that. I think you spoke something like that. I was following the live as well. It was like a week before that when you spoke about it.
You see?
Yes, I can see scam dates. Yeah, I can see avoid scams. Yeah, it's a clear message.
Why do you want money? Why do you want money? Why does Gambakwe want to collect money?
For what?
Gambakwe. And I will collect a chance to start up Nyokayemabhunu.
Also, ipani mari yacho.
And then over at Anzi Geza arimo foot. Geza arimo kupi ko makamona kupi Geza. Where did you see Geza with Nyokayemabhunu? Makamona vari vese. Makamona Geza aine ayita kana even kana. Makamona kana text messages wayo Geza yakanzi Geza evanzi Nyokayemabhunu paside.
Never.
Saka mukomana Gambakwe ndiye mambara mumwe. Mambara number 2 kana mambara number 1.
Sure.
Saka vakatanga kuda kugadzira ka-expectation kemari because vari kuziva kuti vanhu vanoda mari. Kuna munhu anogona kuita tempted nemari. Saka vanoda kubuilda mari. Vanoda kubuilda ka-narrative kekuti panodiwa mari. So ndoda kuti muone maZimbabweans munzwisise kuti mavambo achona akabva nekupi zvakabva nekupi zvikazoenda nekupi and no. So listen, look at this. This was on the 21st of March. This is Gambakwe.
You the injuries that I got from the poisoning in Zambia. Some of you amurari nezvakaitika varoi Mnangagwa nemhuri yake varoi.
Let me go next.
US dollars. The people from Dubai have given them $300,000, which they, when they bought Mnangagwa's scarf, they bought it for 300,000. So, unfortunately, on the side of Geza, Comrade Nyokayemabhunu, I was talking to him less than an hour ago. There is no money, there's no funding available. So, we are on our own. This man Mnangagwa is putting everything, all the resources to remove. Let this man come back. Mnangagwa had gone, but
that's one. Hans Mnangagwa anga atobva.
Yeah, it's a shame. Akanyanya level rake rakanyanyisa. Level rake rakanyanya.
Ndinobata nzigeza Nyokayemabhunu anoda mari.
No, he's taking advantage of them to just fill his pocket. That's it.
But not just that. Not just that. Anzanda pedza ka haisi nyaya yemari chete.
Yeah.
Wakamborumwa nechikwekwe?
Yeah.
Wakamborumwa nechikwekwe?
100%.
But do you know kuti chikwekwe pachinokuruma paipai hachingokurumi chete ka?
Right.
Chinoita zvimwe vundu kuti zvimwe. Chinoita 2 other things. Chinoita 3 things at once. Chikwekwe. Chikwekwe chino kunyovhora, chino create a wound. That's number 2. Number 3, chikwekwe chinodhonza ropa. Saka hachipedzi, hachipedze 1, hachingo kubaya chete.
Yeah.
Number 4, chikwekwe chinoramba chiripo. Chakaisa mazino.
Exactly.
Kusvikira chatozobviswa zvikura. Ende paunochidaisoka, chinoenda neropa ropa rako futiwo.
Exactly.
Saka ndoda kuti muzive kuti ndozva hanisati apedza. Gambakwe haasati apera, haisi nyaya yemari chete.
Shame.
Gambakwe chikwekwe. Pane zvimwe zviripo ipapo.
Oh.
Right. I'm sorry, folks. I'm going to upset a lot of people, but you know, Zimbabweans, because people don't have time to scrutinize what's fed to, because social media is an open space. It's an igomba.
That's so the thing.
Has got ability to filter and say this is rubbish. That is, you see.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that is the reason why I delayed publishing anything about Nyokayemabhunu, even if he gets convicted today. Even if Nyokayemabhunu is killed, assuming, I'm not praying that happens, but I'm just trying to tell you that what I do in this type of cases, I pull back. I don't rush to report. I would rather spend the next 6 months investigating, because if you rush to do anything and do any reporting, unoshandiswa na Mnangagwa.
Exactly.
Yes. So now, quickly. Because, you know, you need to understand what's happening in court, in those courts, right? And what is happening in reality are two totally different things. Right now, vanhu vakuchekeresa munhu because no right now vakuita mari nemunhu because mukoti azodai vachita mari yeYouTube.
Wow.
Ivo vachasei toda inini ndinokureporterai zvinhu zviri kuitika kumashure kwacho kwekesi yacho. Ani muri kunzwisisa?
Yes.
Ndozvatakuburitsa right now so that you get to know what it is. So quickly. Muswa 21 March, this is what I said. Early in the morning, 21st March actually, that's what I posted there. And I said, look, warning, people are advised not to give Gambakwe or his connections any money. The 31st demonstration does not need money. The organizers have made it clear. Avoid scams. So the organizers were very clear that the 31st demonstration has got no need for anyone to pay money. Now, quickly, after this, Gambakwe then contacted me. He sent me a message. And then he texted me and said, did I ask for money? So in the Gavandamuti, and then I phoned him back and I spoke with him. So let me proceed. Let me proceed. How do I do this? Without, because I want people on the space to also listen to the audios. Okay. So if I send this audio, here we go. Okay, here we go. Here we go, folks. Whew. Here we go. Here we go. So, your program. Okay, so let me do this. I apologize. I had the other audio which I sent to. I sent this audio to. Sorry, folks. I just wanted to, there a lot has happened. So some of this I have to pull from the record. So 21st March it was. So I then phoned. I spoke with him briefly. So I'm going to play the call records there, so that you hear how the conversation went immediately on the spot. It was here. I'm just trying to get the. Do you know what? I was actually playing this audio just now, and somehow it's here somewhere. 21 March. So it was 21 March here. Oh yes. So it would be in this slot here. Oh, good. I think at least it to be here so people on the space can hear it. Okay, so here it is. Yeah, I tried to reach you yesterday because I had a red alert sent to me that you had been advertising money on your program for the rally, for the demo. Okay, but did you hear me saying it? Or didn't you talk about a bank account that you... No, I never said anything. There's no bank account. Oh, you said that there's a bank account, and you also said that you talked to Geza. Did you talk to Geza? Yes, I do.
So what I'm saying to you is,
did you talk to Geza?
Yes, I did. I'll give you his number now if you want. Do you have Geza's number?
I have Geza's number. I talked to Geza, but I'm asking you. What you also said that you were poisoned in Zambia, and you're going to be traveling to Europe and the like.
So many things. Let's start one thing.
It is one and the same thing, isn't it? You're advertising a flight. Pardon.
No, I never advertise a bank account.
I'm saying you're advertising a flight. You said that you're going to be traveling to America. You're going to be You're going to be trying to mediate.
Yeah. It's a separate process for me. It's got nothing to do with the protest.
But it is one program. But it is one program. You
wait.
So
8th of April.
Okay.
8th of April is after the protest. It's got nothing to do. I'm going to France. I'm going to Poland. I'm going to UK. Those got nothing to do with the protest.
You understand why I'm concerned? Why people are concerned?
Yeah,
you remember when did you stop working na Hubert Angel?
What are you talking about? Working with Hubert Angel?
Oh, what you once told me before the 2023 elections, and you told me that you were literally physically in the office with Mudiwa Hood, and you told me that Hubert Angel has got a lot of money and you needed my assistance so that you can do some video coverage of the elections.
No, that's not true, Simba. You called me to ask me, and I told you.
Pardon, my calls are recorded. I can actually hold on. My calls are recorded. So you're telling me you stop what?
Say one thing at a time.
It is one thing. You told me into the concern here, pardon. I've got calls last night. Hold on, pardon. I don't follow your program. You've just cut. Your program is one unit, and that is the concern from the public. You made a presentation yesterday that you were once poisoned by Mnangagwa. Claim that you were poisoned by Mnangagwa. You made yourself pardon as a victim. Because you're a victim of Mnangagwa, you're making yourself as an activist for the people. And yet you haven't distanced yourself from your Kariba project. You haven't distanced yourself from Hubert Angel, who you clearly said that you're working for. And now you're busy advertising a bank account for the demo that you are claiming that you are part of. Yet you are March 31. Are you not an undercover agent? Pardon. Are you not a counterintelligence agent? Just seeking to spoil the people of Zimbabwe. That is the point. It's all about accountability. You can't collect money from people and you can't account for it. Program yako. Number two, Hauna kushandira Hubert Angel. Raundudza iwe utanga kushandira Hubert Angel just less than 2 years ago. When did you stop working for Hubert Angel? Pardon. Stop working for Hubert Angel. Who is Mnangagwa himself, who you're claiming poisoned you? Hubert Angel, ndiye ED wacho. Wauri kuti akakupoisona. Saka kana wakapoisona na Mnangagwa wakapoisona papi. And where is the medical report yekuti wakapoisona? Where is it? Ndinoisearcha right now kuZambia kwachona ikoko. Where is it? Pardon, Gambagwe.
Apa anga adzima phone apa.
Yeah.
Changa chadzima phone apa. Waibata, Matik.
Yes, I'm here, bro.
Changa chadzima phone apa, changa chadzima phone apa.
Yes, yes.
Apa pachikuda kunditi nini kuti hanzi zvandiri kuita izvi zvanzowa kundibvunza izvi zvakasiyana. Ndiri kuti aiwa zvakafanana. It's the same thing. Uri kubira vana veZimbabwe mari. Wakatanga nyaya yemastand ekukariba, ekuVic Force, right? You scammed my diasporans tens of thousands of US dollars, if not hundreds of thousands. Pardon, Gambak. Number 2, on this very same 31st March, you are advertising a bank account that you're claiming it is Nyokayemabhunu's. On the 20th of March, it's on his YouTube account. He started dangling it. And he even claimed that he's going to represent Blessed Geza in America. This very same Pardon Gambag. And then he claimed that he was poisoned by Mnangagwa. He even said, I can show you the pictures of me being poisoned. Oh, but pictures of Mnangagwa poisoned. Maybe he wanted to show blood. No, but folks, you need to understand. So, so everything is about money.
Yeah.
Everything. The subtitle of who Gambakwe is Kariba property scams. 2023. He ran away with money. Victoria Falls properties ran away with money. Now he wants to chop money from people for the 31st of March demonstration. But not just that. Pardon Gambakwe is claiming he himself, not just of saying Nyokayemabhunu represents Blessed Geza. He himself is claiming that he represents Geza.
Sure.
On 20 March. So 11 days. So you need to understand, by the 20th of March, Pardon Gambakwe, working with a few people, whoever they were, they had monetized this demonstration. They had created a money campaign for themselves to milk money from the public. But it wasn't just an agenda to milk money. It was an agenda to misrepresent what is going on.
100%.
He himself, Gambakwe, was now making himself, so he was presenting Nyokayemabhunu as Geza's representative, when that is not the case. Nyokayemabhunu has never represented Blessed Geza at any time. At any time. He himself now is making himself as a representative of Geza. So by this time, maybe Mabhunu doesn't even know what's going on. I don't know whether he knows or he doesn't know. But as you can see from Mabhunu's messages here, I'm writing to him warnings. I'm telling him, stop this. Don't associate yourself with these people. Run away from these people. And one of them, I even told him here, do not communicate with Hopo Chingono, for instance. Whatever that you're doing, I'm telling you, if these different characters in community, run away from them, because they've got a history of playing multiple duplicitous roles that have compromised members of the public before. So on 20th of March, that is why I put up that screaming banner. Do not give Pardon Gambakwe a penny of your money or anyone who is connected with him. Because you need to understand, my Zimbabweans, how all this has happened. It has happened because of the quest for money. that Pardon Gambakwe and a few other connections, including this Chimama person, started compromising Chimama. This Chimama person sent this young man some money. And then she started falsifying that he represents Blessed Geza. And she even falsified that he represents Constantino Chiwenga. He doesn't. He's just an activist. He's just an activist. Unofira mahara, iwostomborimo. But unaona zavanoita vanoyakudza iwewe. Wakazodai. You see? Iwo usiri.
Yeah, it's a pity. It's a pity, Sham.
Iwo usiri. So hear me, Zimbabweans. From that date, from the 20th, there's a group of Mnangagwa agents who flew into South Africa. They didn't go in South Africa in twos. They went there as an army into South Africa, hunting down this young man, because they now found, they were thinking in their head that the young man represents Blessed Geza, that maybe where the young man is where Blessed Geza is going to be. And there is a branch, the ZANU-PF branch at Sandton, South Africa. That branch, they came together and they put together a chunk of money. I'm going to be telling you the figures here, folks. One source gives me a figure of over 6 million rands to compromise this project. And so a meeting before the second stairway happened, the stairway, right? 2 days before, there's a meeting that happened at Sandton. At that meeting, what happened at that meeting, scores of activists were rounded up by officers and arrested. And this young man was part of that group. And at one time, had disappeared. No one could find where they were. Lawyers couldn't find where they were. Eventually, when the case got to Central Police in that area, there is a gentleman who is called Sibanda, who tried to implicate Masiwa, to implicate Nyokayemabhunu, over 24,000 runs. He was claiming that Mabhunu conned him 24,000 runs. And Mabhunu then said, look, but this 24,000 runs, it's money that was for the demonstrations. And we spent the money as a group, as part of the project. How can you say that I scammed you? So that Sibanda person was asked to present evidence by the police that there was truly a scam of 24,000. And after he failed, then the only charge that they could make or that they could raise against Masiwa was that of immigration. But they had tried to implicate Masiwa over 24,000. How did this whole money thing start? It started back with this Chimama person and with Pardon Gambakwe a month earlier, on the 20th, over a month earlier. They started building. I'm sure they were testing, who is this person? You know, when you send money someone, if you send someone 4,000 rands, then you know who they are, then you know their address, okay? You see? And so they were building, and they were building an expectation for what? For money. When people create this whole thing that, you see? And hear me, I'm an investigator, so what you notice in my messaging there, I was warning, look, stay away from this, stay away from that. And when I was communicating with him, I wasn't communicating with him because of any official capacity, because I know he's got no official capacity. I was very clear. I've always been clear at that. I just did that because I recognize him as a Zimbabwean who has passion. And that is what I do to anyone who is vulnerable, who may be vulnerable. And I always do that, and I've always done it many years before, just like I did on William Chinyanga, who I spent tens of thousands of pounds of my own money, trying to help, physical money plus labor time also, and so that is the build up to this attempt to trap Wellington Masiwa over 24,000 runs that they were now accusing him of siphoning. That thing failed. So now the only thing that is left now is this one of immigration, and then this extradition. But that is extradition thing. If you look at the document, if you folks look at the document, that document that they're trying to extradite him. If you look, there's so many things on that document that just shows you, it is just it's a frantic attempt to just try and do something, and yeah, that is what I can say so far. I don't want to comment on anything else, but just to tell our Zimbabweans that all this was cooked up. The people who cooked this up, Divanani, Mazuona, Divanani. There was no need to collect any money whatsoever.
Yeah.
And yet, they started creating this whole thing, and to try and the worst thing was try and associate Blessed Geza with something that has got nothing to do with him. Geza has got nothing to do with Nyokayemabhunu, and I bet you he's never even met him.
Sure. It's because they wanted that personal gain is what matters to them, you know.
Sorry?
I'm saying they're only after their own stomachs. Like, the thing is, they're taking the desperation of us looking for a change. So they know that. I think it's an obvious case that you know that we are so desperate for change that if anything comes up today, then we are tempted to. So if you don't look into these things and you don't expose yourself out there to look for information, you fall into anything that comes on your. At the end of the day, look at now. I remember when you were warning about this Gambakwe guy, I used to follow this guy, but it's because of following you that made me to turn a blind eye on him, because I'm trying to get where I can get the right information. So by the end of the day, if you don't get the right information, then you grab whatever that falls into your basket. But it's not rather, because if you're doing this to innocent people who are even desperate for change, then you are heartless. By the end of the day, we cannot consider you. You don't need to be rich nekusveta ropa revamwe. Then are you a normal human being?
Yeah, no, they this was the attempt to this is the challenge that happened with some people are giving me feedback on spaces, so I think let me just get one or two people. Hot seat, do you wanna come and help me, please? I just noticed your message. I've just noticed just now there might be some errors. Maybe you could come and help me, please, if you can. Yeah. So okay, so right. Hi, Chuesha, can you hear me? Hi, Chuesha, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Hi, Chuesha. Yeah, I need feedback. Is everything okay with my audio? Because I think someone wrote to me, Hot Seat wrote to me and told me that my audio is looping. Is it sorted?
Yes, it's sorted now. It's sorted now.
Okay. How long was it looping? For how long was it bleeping or looping?
Just now. It's just but I'm listening all the conversation.
Okay, thank you. Oh, thanks, yes. Thanks. Hi, Hot Seat. Hot Seat, how you doing?
Hi, Simba. Sorry. Hi, Simba. Hi, everyone. Thanks very much for listening.
Thank you, Hot Seat. I appreciate it. I'm sorry that I didn't see your message. I went on a marathon and I intended, because today I intend to just give people on this session some feedback on my findings on this case of Nyokayemabhunu in South Africa. And so I wasn't intending for it to be like a full feedback session, but I really appreciate you coming in, and maybe we could have another 5 minutes or so for people to feedback and ask questions around it. Yeah. Sorry, no, maybe Chosha can wait, because I want to spend another 2 minutes to finalize, and then we'll get people to ask questions. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so okay, no problem. So quickly, Zimbabweans. So the story around Nyokayemabhunu, as I've just narrated here, it was a trapping, and the people who trapped Mabhunu, as I've just told you here, they were individuals who started both dangling and praying for money. And there are two people in March, early March to mid-March. There's a person who calls herself Chimama, who sent Mabhunu some money. And then soon after that, she advertised his identity, publicized identity, while engaged in some tiff of some kind. And then the next person who was part of this whole build-up for money is a man who works for Hubert Angel, who I'm going to be showing also people some further evidence to show how he works for Hubert Angel. When I got to know about it also, it was in May 2023 when he told me back then that he was physically inside Hubert Angel's offices and was together in a building with Mutiwa Hood, and he told me that he believes that Hubert Angel has got a lot of money and he's intending, and also that this is what he is now doing, and he's doing agenda setting projects for Hubert Angel. But not just that, pardon Gambakwe, I'm going to be showing that on the screen here. You notice that the Gold Mafia documentary, when it came out, Gambakwe was the point person for Hubert Angel to run narratives, social media narratives, that tried to clear Hubert Angel so that he appears as if he was not part of, so he was not aware when he was talking to my colleagues at Al Jazeera, and that he was, in fact, according to Gambakwe, doing a CIO job. And you notice there, he even sent me Gambakwe Murwana Baba Basa Gambakwe Muswa. This is the date, 13 May. Uyo Gambakwe. I got to a video right here. How Al Jazeera failed. Can you see that? Is it clear? Or I need to put the Ninge again. Is it clear?
Yeah, I can see.
Is it clear?
Mm-hmm.
You can see?
No, I'm only seeing the video. Zoom it in again.
Okay, but what is the text clear? Is the text clear?
No, the text is not clear, but I can see there is a video on top.
Okay, so that is Gambakwe's video. It says how Al Jazeera fell for intelligence decoys. So you notice this is
April 2023, and today I want to address the issue of whether the Zimbabwe intelligence uses decoys and how they use those decoys in their day-to-day operations, especially where the presidency and the first family is involved. So that is the wife, Oxila Mnangagwa, and the sons, the twins, and the other young guys, and the other kids who are here in South Africa. So the reason why I'm obviously raising this is because Prophet Hubert Angel, during his response to the Al Jazeera documentary, he mentioned that some of the people who were speaking in that documentary were not the First Lady, and her son, one of her sons.
So as you can see there.
And it would be unfair for me to know something and not tell you, as the people who follow Gabako media. So I'll attempt to give you as much detail as possible.
Oh, I apologize. I think those on Twitter Space cannot hear, right?
Yes, we can't hear anything.
Oh, I apologize. Let me just let me just do this. Oh, I just realized how intelligence how Al Jazeera fell for Zimbabwe intelligence. Imagine about Chandra, you bet up. How Al Jazeera fell for, imagine Al Jazeera yakashandiswa anzi you bet aita zvinhu zve-intelligence. Zvino manje CIO yachona yakataura kuti hanzi haitombomuzivi kaHubert kuti anobva nekupi. Saka zvakabva zvadhara. Anozwa kuti CIO yakamuramba yakati hanzi hatizvizive isa titi hatina kumbokutuma isa tiri haumboshandiri CIO.
I never got that piece.
No, seriously, vakadaro. CIO vakatodaro.
And the sons, the twins, and the other young guys, and the other kids who are here in South Africa. So the reason why I'm obviously raising this is because Prophet Hubert Angel, during his response to the Al Jazeera documentary, he mentioned that some of the people who were speaking in that documentary were not the First Lady, Oxila Mnangagwa, and her son, one of her sons. And it would be unfair for me to know something and not tell you, as the people who follow Gambako media. So I'll attempt to give you as much detail as possible of my encounter with the Zimbabwe intelligence decoys. And I'll give you detail that is solid. I won't give you something that I heard or something that someone told me, but something that happened to me. And this happened last year, 2022. In fact, it started way back, 2021, and then 2022. And I was obviously in my media house way back from 2018. Media was very controversial. So we had sources, and some of these sources are intelligence, military intelligence, ordinary intelligence. And at first, I realized that the Zimbabwe government had assigned to me, or assigned to monitor and watch me, over me. And at one point, I had over 20 agents, according to my calculations, over Gambako media, over all the facets of our business. And I will go into a bit of detail on how I determined that number. So around 2021, there was an American prophet, I think he was prophesying about Zimbabwe. And he made a prophecy about the president of Zimbabwe. And I obviously published the prophecy because, as you know, Gambako media follows a lot of spiritual news. And we were the first to catch that story of the American prophet prophesying the death of the president through a spear that is going to be pierced through his body and on the chair that is set. That was the prophecy. And on the very day that we published that story, I got a call, and the person on the other side introduced himself, and he said, the kids are very worried, the president's kids are very worried about the prophecy. So they wanted to know if I knew the number of this prophet. And obviously I didn't know the number. And I said, I don't know, but we can try to find it. So eventually I did find the number, and I then arranged for one of my guys, because Gambako Media was employing at that time over 30 people. So I arranged for one of my guys in Harare to deliver the contact details.
Animal employees
and eventually, at some point, I had a voice conference with people who said they were one of the sons of the president, and the other guy was his assistant. So we had a long conversation discussing various issues and the assistance that we could get to conduct the American prophet. And at the end of that conversation, it was then agreed that my guy will go and meet one of the guys in Harare. So one of my guys went into Harare and he met one of those guys in Harare, and there was some exchange of the numbers and other things. So they talked over there in Harare, and I was not part of the whatever happened there. So during that call, the son of the president, or the son in quotation marks, said, Gambakwe, if you help us with these contact details, we're going to help you. I'll help you in future. Anything you want, I'll help you. So I didn't really need anything, so I left it. So for about a year or two, I had that number in my phone of the young man who said it was the president's son. And I never talked to him. I never had a need to. But I just kept the number. Then the next time that I needed to use this number was in 2022. And this happened after I realized that we were experiencing non-stop disruption of our projects in Zimbabwe. There were people that were coming into the groups and causing so much disruption. And I realized that this is not normal people. The behavior of these people is not normal. And you want to know why I was not afraid to deal with people in Zimbabwe in intelligence circles. I think I need to go back there. The reason why I was not afraid of dealing with people in Zimbabwe intelligence is that as I got more and more information about the guys in intelligence in Zimbabwe, military intelligence, ordinary intelligence, and normal agents, I realized that they did not have an order to kill me or to harm me. So it was clear to me that there was a central control, which was very firm. These guys were operating under orders. They were not going to harm me without the order to do so. But if the order had been given to harm me, the Zimbabwe intelligence would have crushed me like a fly. It was not going to be difficult for them at all. They were everywhere. And they were in places where sometimes I was shocked. So when I would meet an agent over various issues, I realized that they were everywhere. To give you an example, one day we had a meeting somewhere in Johannesburg with one of the guys. I knew he was in intelligence. So he was exchanging certain information with me, which we wanted to use for our broadcast. And we had a meeting for almost an hour. at a restaurant. With
asatapedza gamba achiringotaura
the restaurant was full.
I don't believe it.
After we finished our meal, it turned out that all the people on the next table to us were agents. So if they had wanted to harm me or anything, it would have been simple. Everywhere I walked, I'm sure that they knew exactly where I was. And I've seen people outside my house. In the past, I've seen people outside my house clearly staking out my house and looking and watching. I have no doubt, and I had no doubt that if the Zimbabwe intelligence wanted to take me out, it was going to be easy. And anyone that they want to take out, if they get the order, it would be easy. So I'm very comfortable, and I was very comfortable, and I treated the guys in Zimbabwe intelligence like my brothers, including the guys who are in military intelligence, who had only just given me information and who disappeared after a while, after the initial change, the first year of the change, or the first year of the presidency. Most of the guys disappeared. Their numbers were no longer reachable. And especially after the July 16 attempt to take out the president, there was total silence. Because during that time, I felt that there was a lot of pressure on the intelligence guys to identify what was going on. They thought that someone was going to bring arms into Zimbabwe. So I got a lot of contact with the people that I knew were in intelligence, and they were trying to get information, some of them openly, some of them secretly. So that is just the background for you to know why I was not afraid to be around places where I knew there was Zimbabwe intelligence. I was very confident that they would not kill me or they would not do anything to me. So that is done. So let's go to the story. So then this was done. I had the number of the person who said they were the son of the president. And so we were experiencing so much disruption in our projects. People were coming in, would start with 100 or 200. Someone would come in, they would cause so much commotion, they would disrupt the project. Some people even opened a court case against us, a frivolous court case. Some people went and reported us to PayPal and were banned from receiving money. Some people went to a South African organization here and stopped us from getting cash. And some people went to a lawyer and got thousands of rands. We paid back almost 400,000 rands in South Africa. Frivolous activities was taking place. And I realized that there was another group or rogue elements that did not want me in Zimbabwe and that wanted to harm me. But I was not clear why and which group. But it was clear to me that there was another rogue group of agents, and I don't know who was in control of that group. So at one point, our project in Kariba hit lots of problems. And out of desperation, I then looked at the number that I had in my phone. And I said, maybe I should call and ask if I could get assistance with these problems I was facing. So I wrote a message and I said, Mukoma, I need your help. I'm having a lot of issues with my project in Kariba. And the guy answered and said, well, I'm going to be coming to South Africa today. Meet me in South Africa. But I didn't want to meet him in South Africa. So I said, right now, I'm not in a position to meet, but I'll be in Zimbabwe very soon. Can we meet? Can I come and meet you? And he said, yes, you can come and meet me. And then I stayed for about 2 weeks, communicating with him, sharing documents, my project and the problems that we're facing there. the problems that were really difficult for me to deal with, both financial and legal. We're facing problems. So,
you know what? It's on half now. The whole video is 27 minutes. So I'm gonna try and just fast forward because as
Maybe.
point there Hubert Angel was talking. He was working for the CIO when he talked to Al Jazeera. That is his point. So let me just fast forward.
It's hard to pick up someone.
Let me go right at the bottom to the end, right?
Yeah, maybe.
And once they put them through this test, they then.
Okay, let me come back here. So we're now at the end. So let's hear him.
In Zimbabwe intelligence, they put them through this test. And once they put them through this test, they then obviously reached the conclusions that they reached. And that's why eventually you see that Al Jazeera was not able to get information. If you look at the documentary, especially the second part, you will see that Al Jazeera was able to talk and deal with Prophet Gilbert Angel and the people around him. But they were not able to deal with anyone within the official structures of government. So it's clear that they were going through some security vetting. If you are saying you're bringing billions to a country, I don't think people will just leave you or they'll just accept you without vetting you. And I think this is what happened, that the guys from Al Jazeera, although they were undercover, they actually underwent a vetting, a security vetting of some sort. And this is my belief that this could be possible. The other option, obviously, which we don't know yet, whether Al Jazeera is going to put on the table to say who exactly did they talk to, what was the context of the conversation. I think we'll hear that in the documentary. But I've given you what I know from my own side, the information that I have from firsthand, how the Zimbabwe intelligence uses decoys. And also my view of the guys in Zimbabwe intelligence. I don't think the Al Jazeera would easily pass these guys and then go to the president without this kind of vetting taking place, or where they are put through some scenarios or where a reaction is checked. So I think this is a plausible explanation that was given, that the decoys were involved. But let's get the details from Al Jazeera. They are going to produce the documentary anytime now, the last documentary or the last two documentaries. So let's see what they say. I'll come back and then we'll recap on this information that I've given you ahead of the release. Thank you very much. And we'll be back again.
Right. So that's Hubert Angel there. I'm sorry that I played that extremely long, lengthy talk, which, unopets rawaneta. You might just, but I'm just trying to show people Gambakwe works for Hubert Angel. Murugusona Omegaga. Could I not Shandira Hubert?
How's it going?
Vama Kitty.
It's clear. Yes, 100%.
Right. So he actually sent me that, and he was trying to show me that he to appear as if he's he's now doing well while working for Hubert Angel, and that is on my WhatsApp. But you can see that is actually a public video. That is who Gambakwe is. So you need to understand, when Gambakwe went to Nyokayemabhunu, what he was after. When this Chimama character went to Nyokayemabhunu, sent money to Nyokayemabhunu, what was she trying to do? So the Sandton group the Mnangagwa group in Sandton, their agenda, they raised a lot of money that they decided that they were going to use to bring down, and they genuinely believed. I don't know how. You know what, Matiki?
Yes.
They were actually believing that Blessed Geza is near this Nyokayemabhunu, that they actually work together. I mean, I've never worked in intelligence, okay, myself, but
Right.
I find such reasoning to be masiya ekuzimbabwe vanonakidza unoziva. Do you know kuti Matiki, can I shock you?
Yes.
Ndambokuratidza kuti unoona kuti Gamba ari kuita masiya iwo kuti vanobva vaita senge vanhu vanoshamisira stereki kuti he unozodai. Can I shock you kuti masiya iwo ndianani?
Yes.
Do you remember the day? Do you know the day when I was in Oxford and I released a video of Douglas Monzora in a hotel without shoes and the like, and the people wondered how on earth.
I remember that one.
Do you know how I got there?
Yeah.
A CIO agent contacted me.
Really?
Yes. A CIO agent, and two of them, vanoshanda na Douglas Monzora wacho. Both of them, they contacted me saying, we are out interview.
I will. Yeah, I remember I saw that one. Yeah.
No, I know it sounds dramatic. What people don't know is that these they are not that sophisticated. They are actually the ones who invited. Monzora himself contacted me asking me for an interview, saying, Simba, let's meet. And then the CIO agent that was running his operations in the UK, a lady, also contacted me, saying, look, Simba. And do you know what they were asking me to do? They were asking me to publish their claim that Chamisa agapiwa 5 million.
Oh, shame.
Yes.
Yeah,
Chamisa was given 5 million. So I was actually being told there, Simba, Chamisa agapiwa 5 million. Agapiwa 5 million, Chamisa.
So that you could
go. And kana Chamisa makampa 5 million. Kondipewa evidence yachona ndimufumure ka Chamisa.
Yes.
So 5 million imari nemvuri kai. Iongapa 5 million kudestroy Chamisa. Pasina kana receipt. Pasina kana transfer.
It won't make sense.
Aiwa chingondiudzaka. Alright, kana usina bank transfer chingondipa reference number of when you transferred 5 million to Chamisa so that I can expose him. They couldn't give me. So that was the idea. So what all that Gambako is saying here while he's working for Hubert Angel, it just utter bollocks. It doesn't hold water at all. So this is the Gambako. What he does for Hubert Angel, he works for him to create narrative. So on Nyokayemabhunu, he started creating a narrative. Number one, that Nyokayemabhunu represent Blessed Geza, which is not true. He also tried to make money from Nyokayemabhunu himself. And he started fundraising for Nyokayemabhunu, even starting to dangle people. Yes, even to dangle a bank account the same way that he has scammed other people in housing properties before. And worse to that, this time Gambakwe continues, and this time what he is doing, he is going further to then push a narrative that the Blessed Geza movement needs money. That the match, the 31 match demo needs money. You see him there in the video, didn't you? Mamunzo akashtarotanzi hakuna mari. Mnangagwa was given a lot of money. Mnangagwa has got money. But Geza has got no money. And then this is what he also says at the end. And then he says, we are on our own. We are on our own. Iwewe bagamba kwenani. Wakapinda morini mu project ya Geza. Iwewe. When did you enter Geza's project?
And he claimed to Tauranai.
You see? So that is what I'm saying, that you see, this is who Gambakwe is, and that is how Nyokayemabhunu got into trouble. It's not complicated. There wasn't anything special. I know some of you are saying, oh, hey, Panem CIO, there's DJ Ola, there's this and that and that and that. No. Hear me. This arrest of Nyokayemabhunu was not complicated. They used money to trap him. They created a money need when it wasn't even necessary.
100%. It was just a bait that he fell for.
It wasn't even, he just fell for nonsense. Bless his heart, but he fell for nonsense. Akatumirwa ticket na this chimama ticket yendege.
Yes.
And you know what? He even told me, said it's a TV station. They want to do an interview. TV station ipi? Kamu social media pesa na kantorne nzara kanozviti chimama. Kantorne nzara mu South Africa.
And I'm only surprised why he fell for that, because before that I had a video of him when he was talking about that chimama. Shout out, I didn't know you were after something, whatever. I think they had a misunderstanding. Was it afterwards?
Yes.
Oh, it was afterwards. Oh. Yeah, and one thing I wanted to say, like when you were talking about these guys, they wanted you to publish that Chamisa was paid 5 million.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine the impact that was gonna make if you had published it, especially basing from the fact that most of your stuff, people knows you for digging deeper, and whatever you release, they will always believe. I don't know if you had seen some articles where people were already criticizing Chamisa for receiving that 5 million. I don't know how that information got into some of the people. I'm only learning from you now.
They created it on social media. So my meeting with them was to try and stage it up.
So that everyone can believe it.
So that people can believe that nonsense. But you know, by the time I got there, by the time I met them, Douglas Monzera was behaving weird. He was harassing hotel staff. No, he was literally harassing them, racially harassing the hotel staff, like literally telling hotel staff that you can't speak English properly. Imagine those are 8 hours at times. I'm still gonna charachiru.
I remember that one. I laughed.
So, but not just that. And then what Monzera did, after I had booked for him a room for him and his female friend named Agnes, what he then does is that he follows me to the reception area, and then he steals my key, my card from the reception area. And so by the time I had finished paying, I discovered that Monzera had already entered my room 417. And he was weird. I'm telling you, he was weird. And what he did in the UK, to me, is what he has been doing in Zimbabwe. Unfortunately, he did it on video. He did it on CCTV. So there's actually now a police case on Douglas Monzera. But I'm trying to show you here how not so sophisticated CIOs are. I'm not saying kuti hakuna vanhu vanouraya, but musakwatiswe, musatyiswe. And musanyeperwe naGambakwe when he's trying to tell you that Hubert Angel was a CIO agent talking to Al Jazeera journalists. Come on.
Doesn't exist.
No, the CIO itself have said that they never sent Hubert Angel. The fact of the matter is Hubert Angel embarrassed Emmerson Mnangagwa there. He literally destroyed Emmerson Mnangagwa's reputation and Auxilia's the so-called reputation, if you want to call it reputation. And so Yeah. So basically, what I'm saying at the end of the day is that this is the build up. Who Gambakwe is on this arrest of Nyokayemabhunu. The first charge against Nyokayemabhunu, which they attempted inside Central Police Station, was a charge on 24,000 runs that Gambakwe had fundraised for.
Yeah, I've seen that article when the man was claiming that he was conned that money, and I thought it was true.
Yeah, but it wasn't even necessary. It wasn't even necessary because there wasn't any need for Nyokayemabhunu to collect money. There was no need for the 31 March or the 16 April demo. Is it 16 April? Stay away. Any of
22
these.
and 23, 22 and 23.
Yeah, there wasn't any need for these to collect money. There wasn't any need. There was no need. Why should you collect money? Collect money from who? For what?
For what?
For what? Is it a political party that needs transport for what? For who? People will just people go to Mabasa, so they'll just come out and they'll go to the demo if they need to go to the demo. Right?
Sorry, Senor, can you just mute your mic for a bit? I like to spread it feedback. Thank you. And Martin, can you also mute your mic, please? Brings feedback. Thank you.
So people don't need. People don't need. Then they don't need the demo doesn't need money. The stairway doesn't need money. But Pardon Gambakwe is the one who was physically behind creating this fake need for money for Geza. When Geza is not even part of this Nyokayemabhunu.
That's one thing that I learned.
Yeah, the idea was to implicate Blessed Geza, and if Geza gets implicated, then everyone who is demonstrating gets implicated. So that is the name, that is the face of Pardon Gambakwe in destroying Nyokayemabhunu. He was there to create a fake need, make it appear as if there is something that is going, that there's a need for money.
Yeah, it's such a shame.
All right, Simba, I think we have Senora who's who's been holding for a while. I think he wants to say something. Can you go ahead?
I think people can now ask questions. Yeah.
Martin, can you mute your mic? You can go after Senora. Thank you. Senora, you may take the mic.
I cannot hear Senora. Is it me?
Oh, we can hear him. We can hear him.
Okay, maybe then you can relate what he said because I can't hear him. Thanks.
All right.
I would appreciate if there are questions more than comments because we don't have much time. I was hoping just 5 minutes of people asking questions and I can answer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Just hang on, Senora, because Simba can't hear you. I need to repeat that question for him. So, Simba.
Yes, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
I wanted just to ask something maybe before.
Maybe let's let the lady let the host maybe ask. Yeah. Yeah. I can't hear you, hot seat. So maybe say it, please.
Okay, I was saying, Senor, if you can just mute your mic for now whilst I explain to Simba. He said, does CIO have a spokesperson? How does basically the public, or how are they able to engage with them? You know, is there any protocol or things like that? Thank you. That was the question.
Okay, right. Okay, what exactly is he's asking over the issue of Hubert Angel, right? Am I correct?
He's just asking, does the CIO as a department have a spokesperson, like a public spokesperson, like Paul Nyati? Like, do they have somebody who is the face of the CIO publicly as a spokesperson? And if so, is that person attainable? Do the public have access to that person in that department?
Okay, no, the public does not have access for the CIO at all. The CIO, these are ghosts. Zipoko, Zenika. They are the public do not have access to such. I mean, once you know that, then you have it becomes a state security risk, isn't it? So CIOs are just ghosts, and in a healthy country, CIOs are important. They are good. It's important. They're part of law enforcement. They're supposed to be there to investigate sophisticated crime. Like in this particular case, they actually exposed Hubert Angel themselves that he's not part of them when he was trying to associate himself with the state security. So they don't have any spokesman. I hope I've answered you. Next question. Next person.
All right, thank you. And Mark. Okay. Simba, he's asking if you can go and come back so that you'll be able to hear him, because he wants to be able to ask you directly for a healthy
I'm not going to be able to do that because it might end up crashing the entire thing. It doesn't work. Let's just get the next person, please. It's okay for him to ask through you, because we need to get others in. Otherwise, our 5 minutes is going to be exhausted. We don't have much time. Here in the UK, it's nearly midnight. Next person, please. Thanks.
Okay.
Okay. If not next person, then maybe we'll hear from Matiki. I think it was Martin who was supposed to come in, but he's quiet. So maybe let's hear from Matiki over here on video. Hi, Matiki. You can ask a question.
Okay. Okay. Just one, somebody. There was just one more question coming through here.
Sure.
Sorry. Just 30 seconds. Yeah. Okay. So I'll repeat the question to you just now.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Senor. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Martin, you may go ahead with your question.
There's no media in freedom in Zimbabwe. And that company which Blessing was working for, he will be taken by Mnangagwa, because they put him in jail, knowing very well that Zimbabwe are going to be scared. So we are saying, we want freedom for our people, the people of Zimbabwe. We want justice to prevail. We want economic freedom. Mnangagwa must step down now.
Okay, thank you for your submission. Dobbs, do you have a question? Dobbs?
Many thanks. Many thanks, Simba, for letting us know. I understand it was one of my requests. I don't know whether it was your among your program today, but it was one of my requests to say we wanted to understand the circumstance which led it, because it was a sort of history repeating itself. Because as I say, it happened to people like Ichinyanga, and we end up doing the same. But however, we have understand how ZANU-PF operate, and among ourselves, we can group today on the Twitter space. We haven't come up with the mechanizations to say how do we prevent us tomorrow to be victims. But at the same time, we understand how people become victims. As you narrated how Chimama ended up giving me money to find his identity, location, and so forth. But we haven't find out the ways of how best can we protect ourselves. Maybe you can help me on that one, and we can then move on. Thanks a lot, Awesome Ghost.
All right, Simba, were you able to hear that?
That one I was able to hear. Are you able to just slightly summarize the last bit? Yes, I heard you. I heard you there. Yeah, are you able to just?
Let us go to the Zimbabwean embassy and close it in South Africa, because it lied between in the course of South Africa that Nyokayemabhunu was born on such a date, which is a false.
Martin, don't focus on the lies which have been done by the Zimbabwe embassy, because the case is pending and it's a South African court, because they don't know that they've got lots of false information. So leave it now. Don't highlight it to them. You are giving them wisdom so that they can correct as soon as possible. So leave them like that.
Oh, yeah, folks. Do you know what? Yeah, you know what is painful is when someone sits there and works with corrupt people to build a fake case against you, and that is what Pardon Gambakwe and his group did. And as to those who came late, I stated there that in addition to this woman who calls herself Chimama, who sent some money to Nyokayemabhunu and compromised his identity through that. Pardon Gambakwe on the 20th of March. In Zimbabweans, these are the details that you need. I'm going to put them, they're in an article that's on ZimEye. So click on ZimEye and download it, spread it around so that you expose these people for what they were trying to do. Jiperebasa, so that it all falls away. So on the 20th of March, an agent of Hubert Angels, who is called Pardon Gambakwe, created a fake money campaign, which he claimed was connected to the 31st March demonstration. And it is through this claim that he began associating himself with the arrested activist. So what Gambakwe did on that day, he also worked to try and associate the activist with the war veteran. A relationship that does not exist. On that day, we made an announcement 11 days before the 31st March protest to the public to ignore the financial scam that Pardon had opened. And we highlighted several other scams that the man has been involved in and managed to walk away with tens of thousands of US dollars. So what Pardon Gambakwe did, he created a personality of the activist that was not before. And it is through that a meeting that was held at ZANU-PF's Sandton branch raised several millions of rands that they dangled onto the activist. He would be implicated later in April over 24,000 rands. My apologies, folks. Can you hear me?
Yes, 100%.
Those on Twitter Space, can you hear me? Okay. Those on Twitter Space, can you hear me? Right. Hot seat, can you hear me? Oh dear. I think they can't hear me. Those on Twitter Space cannot hear me anymore, which is sad. Can you hear me? Hot seat, can you hear me? I know people on the video broadcast can hear me, but Laripa Twitter Space cannot hear me anymore. What am I gonna do here?
Is it because of time?
No. We're actually logged in, but somehow they can't hear me anymore. Oh, they can't hear me anymore. Which is sad. Okay, so quickly, I think let me just proceed, to be honest, because I think I made it again. So what happened was Pardon Gambakwe then worked to build a social engineering of the activist of Nyokayemabhunu, right until the time when he was trapped over 24,000 rands, that someone called Sibanda attempted to accuse him inside the police station. Over. Fortunately, because there was no evidence that it was a scam, they could not proceed. That accusation or that charge failed to hold water. So everything fell apart. So now, what then happened was Nyokayemabhunu was charged over an immigration issue. Nothing else, nothing more. Oh my God, my Spaces has dropped. Spaces younger dropper. So I'm going to try and come back.
Okay, I'm waiting. Yeah.
No, stay there. You stay there.
Okay.
You stay there. It's just my Spaces that dropped. Okay. So basically, kuna Nyokayemabhunu. That's how he's in jail. Otherwise, fanga pasitombo nanga nyaya. Zvimwe zvese radramero. Zvokuti DJ Ola kuzoti chiniko aiwa ndigambakwe this chimama character ndo vari tu vakachigadzira chinichi. And right now, anobva auya ndiye akutoita sympathetic, ndiye atova first person pacourt. Urikuona zvaanoita zvoita chikwekwe matiki. Ndo chinobva chauya pacourt ichocho. Chikwekwe chinobva chauya pacourt. Chakutoti yes, I am here. We need to help our brother. He mustn't be devoted.
Because they want to suck another money from people.
Chinenge chicho chichikutokusveta ropa. And ukanyudza uri mujeri imomo ukaurayiwa momoka. Ndicho chinobva chaita sei? Ndo chinobva chatanga kucollecta futi mari ye-whatever support.
Exactly 100%.
Apa changa chakuda musi wa20 March ka changa chakuda kutofly ku New York chichita nemari dzavanhu chichita kurepresenta Geseli.
Hey, it's such a shame, man.
Zvakutozviti ndiri Gesi ndakutorepresenta Geseli ndichienda kuAmerica ndichisangana naTrump.
Hey, kuno negotiate madeals. Hey. So I wanted to ask something, Mukoma Simba.
Enda apa anenge achipuwa mari futi, anenge achipuwa mari nana Hubert Anjo. Hubert anomupa $100 kwamuri.
I can imagine. So check it out, life you are going to go $100. Hey man, come on.
Unozotika. Unofunga kuti Hubert Anjo ane mari. Unombozwa kuti pane mumwe minister kuZambia soka. Minister akashandiswa naHubert Anjo kutaura paGold Mafia pai. Unozwa kuti ndakataura naye nechi ndakamuoffer chi ndakamuoffer cellphone zvayo ndiri paWhatsApp. Ndakataura naye for over a month. Aishanda naHubert Anjo kuZambia so.
Oh shit.
Whole month. For the whole month. So unofunga kuti Hubert Anjo anobhadhara ona. Munhu anogara pachicheya ofana passion java munogara pachicheya so chinenge chegoridhe so kuti chakaita kupindona munhu akaenda nespray paint yegold akabva spray akabva ati vanhu mubva mafunga kuti icheya yegoridhe
ari kugara pamari.
Oh dear. Anyway, it's quite an interesting discussion, folks. Yeah.
I wanted to ask something, Mukoma Simba.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Since you brought this as an agenda for this guy, Nyokayemabhunu, I wanted also to let you know that I've been following this guy and I was so interested in his boldness and only learning from you now that he is not associated as he claims to Geza. Though maybe before my question, I'll also just try to give a message to other Zimbabweans out there. Like if you need the majority support of, you need these people's support, then you don't need to be forced in any way, because in one of the days, the truth will always prevail. And if it prevails this way now, then if I miss a lot of things, then I find out that maybe Ndinda ito shandiswa, then it may discourage me, yet you had a good heart for the people. Because if you look at pane pakataura Mndarageza achiti tiri mumatalks nana Chamisa, but Chamisa akazopa disclaimer kuti no, andina munhu wandakataura naye. Andina zvandiri kuziva about this issue. I was not happy personally kuti Chamisa akataura kudaro, but iye akamira pachokwadi, which was the right thing to do, because kana vanga asina kutaura naGeza, he cannot go to the public and confirm zvataura naGeza ndataura naChamisa, then Chamisa obva abuda public achiti yes ndataura, because I was thinking personally with my young mind kuti no, you should have accepted so that vanhu vanobva vabuda in support of whatever that is happening, but he knew the consequences, he calculated already before.
No way. Apana, you know what, my brother? Muna anokufonera. Like say nini soka. Look at Chamisa. Chamisa muna ane phone yake ka. Sofi na Chamisa inetso kwana. Sai ukafonera Chamisa umzata president nini ndine program yangu iri kwamurehwa ndoda kuita donation ndine 1000 mombe dzandinoda kudonata wobva waenda wakutoti chi munhu wakutoassociate himself just because chamisa ati yes. You see what I mean? Saka ndo nyaya yacho nayo kuti munhu wangozviita izvozvo. And then you see you need to understand a lot of things here. Kuti that is the association iripo iyoyo. Ngoti munhu wangosangana nemunhu wongoti you know what, toda kuitawo chakadai. Saka we need your support. Chamisa haana kutoti yes ndirimo but mangoitawo mangoita meeting. Zvino manje problem yaitika naMabhunu manje Mabhunu akapihwa this munoiti chiko zviya ego navana gamba akwe because vana gamba akwe agenda yavo ndeyekunyudza vanhu manje muri kuibata agenda yana Hubert nana gamba akwe ndeyekungoita sei ndeyekuurayisa vanhu yekusungisa vanhu kuurayisa vanhu yes. Saka vanokupa ego. It's just like Job Sikala, my brother. Job Sikala did not need to call himself Mandela. He didn't need to. Because anga atori munhu atori bo kudara. Atori munhu bo heavy. So you don't need to imitate a Mandela accent.
Yes.
Saka unoona ka vana hopo ching'ono vaifonera family ya Job Sikala. Womuudza kuti iwewe Job, Chamisa haakufarire iwewe. Chamisa haasi kumbokuvhizita kuprison ikoko. Chamisa arikuda kunyudza iwewe. You see? And they would create this whole thing, you see? So that iwewe would say, behave in a certain way. So paunongo behave differently. Paunongo kwidza kana pride. Kana utanga kuzviassociate nemumwe munhu. Handitika? All the anointing, you know, better say you know,
anointing yaenda
aiwaenda chingotaura kuti inini ndinonzi Nyokayemabhunu ndinonzi Wellington ndingoripo kuita sekumbatsirawo vana veZimbabwe. You don't need to say ndiri look at me right now, right? I've never, you know what, I've had contracts. I think you've noticed. I've had contracts with at least 3 major companies. Deutsche Welle ku Germany, BBC ku Germany. I've had another contract with Al Jazeera. Al Jazeera. What's the point? Yandi ndongwani kuti kasimba chikanza neka cellphone kangu ndakapfeka ka t-shirt kangu kakadhauka. But to say azvidi stop kurova graft izvozvo. Azvidi stop kunedza ma president.
Exactly.
3 SADC countries vatoona iko zvino Malawi handitika Mutarika takamudonedza kamugemura, Zambia anzaniko Lungu takamugemura, uyu Masisi Botswana futi takashanda na president kama waya panapa takamugemura. 3 SADC countries ndakafika kacheti kangu kaka.
Wow.
What's the point yekuti ndite ndiye someone else ndizviti ndiri BBC ndiri Al Jazeera. What's for? Zvandingori simba chikanza anditoona zvandingori zvitori bo hivi anditoona. But the moment ini ndakaenda kuna nditi ini ndakamba nemunhu sechiti Al Jazeera anditoona anontiza andoona kuti uraiwa ndosvika imagine ndosvika kuZimbabwe ndingosvika pabhedhi ruchaiva aboys ndiri munhu kwa Al Jazeera.
Vantomhanya
vamomhanyiswa unza ndiwe wasvika.
So ndandikuti mukomasimba in regards to this guy, like I was saying, I've been following this guy and I like his boldness and the heart for people. So it happened for me to be in one of his channels where there were updates coming until zvazonzi channel yaye kwa nezviganhanda makazonge maiswa zvimavideos singaite and stuff. Then we left that channel. Kune channel nyowani yakavhurwa nanonzi Mudzingwa, which I'm following as well. So kurungoyawo updates here and there, but I did not get this special piece that I got just this day now. And my concern, that's where my question goes, whereby I'm worried about since Murugita dig around the fact, how is the safety of this guy in terms of his life? Because we know these people and a lot has happened around them, and it won't shock anyone for this guy to disappear. And since he's already in the net, how is the safety around him? And one thing also, us as May citizens, how best do you expect, or how can you advise us to react in case, or if we want to help this guy, what kind of help or what kind of assistance is required so that we can save his life as well? And as someone who has that heart for people, we believed him. I'm not sure kuti angave munhu akaita sana Gambagwe, whereby he's claiming to have this heart for people where he's looking for a personal gain. But I think I've followed him also for a while, where I've seen that the guy might be genuinely trying to overturn the situation, because zikuratidza kuti hazvisi kuchinja. Tambona mata minamato tikakwira makomo vakaprofita vamwe, but still we are in the same boat and the boat iri kutonyura. So how can we help him as mere citizens, not zvine musangano mukati, and how is the safety around him, considering the situation that he's in right now?
Oh, I see. I think tomorrow, Pancheta, tomorrow session, then I think I will have know what is needed. So the lawyer said Parukudi fundraise his fundraise for his advocate money, advocate and lawyer money, and so 600, between 300 and 600,000. So if Zimbabweans can prepare something as small as $10 each, that is really important, because he was playing a part. That's a fact. When I was saying there was not to criticize him. He was doing well to do what he can, and okay, sorry, I apologize here. So I was saying that I want to say that he was doing something, and he was trying, and so whatever went wrong, hear me, Zimbabweans need to know that the Gambakwes and the regime agents, their agenda must be exposed, must be thoroughly exposed. It needs to be debased, and at the same time, people need to ensure that he is safe. They also need to help him so that he wins his case. So part of a fundraiser, so I asked for people to prepare my 10 US, well, people asked, sorry, not me, but it was agreed by Zimbabweans there to put together, and I am ready to assist with referrals where people will put that money. More deposit, more transfer, ikoko, yoinda ikoko, yonobatsira ikoko. So that is what is happening right now. Zimbabweans just understand this is the situation with this case. So Pardon Gambakwe trapped Nyokayemabhunu by creating a fake money campaign that was never called for. Just in summary, I'm just summarizing right now, to try and implicate Blessed Geza, who is not connected at all. And it is this 24,000 rand money issue that was the first charge attempt against Masiwa at Central Police Station. Okay. So Gambakwe works for Hubert Angel. Willard Zere is asking there. If you came earlier, you would have listened. Can you rewind? You'll be able to listen. Gambakwe Shandira Hubert Angel, he works for the fake prophet, the ambassador. And Gambakwe was building a case on Nyokayemabhunu and to try and implicate Blessed Geza, so that Blessed Geza appears as if he's part of Mabhunu, and Gambakwe also trying to create a fake case so that it appears as if Blessed Geza, Blessed Geza is behind this money campaign, and that the 31 March needs money March demo needs money. The 31 March demo does not need money, and it didn't need money at all. At all. It's the same thing if someone was to come to you in 1963 and tell you, oh, it's the same thing as ndeyiphi demo inonzanzi khulu wakambozinzwa kuphi izvo. All that was built by Pardon Gambakwe. And that is what he did, so that it appears as if Geza wants money, and Geza is connected to Wellington Masiwa. And the agenda at the same time was to, sorry, I've got a small irritation here. The agenda also was to use money to charge Masiwa. So this 24,000 was built soon after Gambakwe started this thing on 20th March. It was to make it a whole build up and then charge Nyokayemabhunu, get him into trouble over fraud. Fortunately, that charge failed and flopped. So these are the works of Pardon Gambakwe, and also these other characters like this Chimama character. These are their works to try and build a case against this young man, who I felt he was also, even though I could tell he was sincere, but he was also naive in many aspects. And this young man who has got no connection to Blessed Geza at all. And I'm one of those people who is going to be enjoying very soon. Should they proceed, watch me, Matiki. Watch me. Ndakamira kuva expose avese between South Africa and Harare. All their attempts to associate Nyokayemabhunu with Blessed Geza. Ndakavagarira and then ndakagarira ngopressa button. Any charge vanongasana vanongopressa button nokoti ta. Njamangona maZimbabweans dhama rese documentary bwa. Voisa chimwe charge chifundisa rimwe documentary futi. Voisa imwe charge ndoisa rimwe documentary. Mazuva ndakurumidza kugadzira kamadocumentary. Nongopressa button ngozi zvapera. So it's going to be interesting, but quickly, this is the development. So tomorrow, and I will try and I will have communicated with more with the so that people know which bank accounts they use to donate to and for Nyokayemabhunu's needs. I'm hoping that I've helped people here. But
yeah, we have learned a lot. And I'm only hoping that this also, when you're going to share the banking details, I think for my contribution as well, because I cannot just love someone from my mouth. Then when he's now in problem, that's why I was saying, us as mere citizens, how are we going to assist him in this kind of a testing time whereby we need to stand by him if we believed his words? So now that he's in a trouble, why can't we take it as our own trouble as well? So I'm happy that already there is some good developments in the background. So I would love to be part of that. So I don't want to miss any detail of the proceedings. But yeah, I think his safety is what I'm concerned much about, because I know a lot of people who went down the drain just because of these kind of things. By the end of the day, we forget about it. We continue with our lives. But this guy had that heart for people. So why can't we feel for him now? And if there is anything that can be done, it must be now and not later, So I'll follow up like always. I hope I'm not gonna have anything that will interrupt my schedule, so that I will be alert to the developments and everything. But otherwise, most of the time I'm here. This is where I belong,
Oh, thank you. And lastly, just listen to those who came late. If you want to see the videos that Gambakwe did in the build-up 30 days before Nyokayemabhunu got into trouble. So look at his video. This is one here.
Show you the injuries that I got from the poisoning in Zambia. Some of you, Amurari, nezvakaitika. Vanhu ava varoi Mnangagwa nemhuri yake varoi.
Let me play it again.
I show you $2 million. The people from Dubai have given them $300,000, which when they bought Mnangagwa scarf, they bought it for 300,000. So, unfortunately, on the side of Geza, Comrade Nyokayemabhunu, I was talking to him less than an hour ago. There is no money, there's no funding available. So we are on our own. This man Mnangagwa is putting everything, all the resources to remove. Let this man come back. Mnangagwa had gone, but
says we are not on our own, as if he's part of Geza.
Part of that, yeah.
And now he's saying that there's money that is needed for a demo, and there's no money. Are you telling me that a demo can't go because of money? Money for who? Is it money for what? Money for what? Yeah. Why do you need money for a demonstration where people are going to be marching? What for?
Doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah. And if you're going to do that, why would you even make it public if there was money? Why would you go on social media where the agents are going to hear it? If you really truly need money, why would you do that?
Yeah, but thanks to you for shedding more light every day. I think those who listen to you, I think they will never also fall for those kind of things, because they say knowledge is power. Once you had something, then it's into you. Then you cannot fall a victim by the end of the day, because you know already before it comes, then you are awake.
So he created this whole money need that wasn't even there. Created a fake money campaign so that money can be used. Money can be used to trap the young man.
But you did warn this guy. That's one thing also that is still in my mind. When you warned him, when you were telling him about the communication with these guys, when you were saying, no, I think, or if he's going to watch this video one of the days, or if someone will take it to him, sometimes it's good also to listen to someone, especially when they are not your family or they are trying to protect you. It's not everyone who will try to protect you and who is your enemy or who is against what you're doing. And if you think you know everything, by the end of the day, this is a proof that he didn't know everything. Because I remember even one of the audios that he sent in the channel when he was saying, no, andichatobatika ndisisirizera rekubatika nevapfana vaita vana vasingaiti. I was happy with the boldness, but if there was someone in the background trying to advise you, then it was good for you try to follow that smoke. As they say, there can't be a smoke without fire. So you tried before. I see the date, but he said, no, but here we are today. We are worried and our hearts are not settled because we are uncertain of what is coming ahead of us, and we are all worried because of just one comrade. So I think it's good for us also to listen to good advices. Sometimes it's just a general advice to everyone.
Yeah, it's a sad it's a sad development that this thing happened this way, but at least people now can see the evidence, can see what it is, and people should know to stay away. I think there's a comment there. Someone has just said that Ashton Jodzi says, Simba, as busy as you are, please employ someone who will be on your platform morning and night so people won't be astrayed and fed wrong information. Okay, thank you very much. We'll consider that. Ashton Jodzi has just said that. We'll try and do that. But I want to say it's not easy to police the networks these days, because there's too much competing everything competing for attention on social media. There are socialites, and there are so many things, People these days don't watch news. They don't even want the news. People just want entertainment. Sometimes just want fast things. They don't want to analyze things. And unfortunately, this is how people get trapped like this. But thank you for that, Ashton. We'll definitely consider that. I appreciate that that comment there. Matiki, let's talk behind. If you're on WhatsApp, let's communicate on WhatsApp. Kuseri, maybe drop me your WhatsApp and then we can chat. But this is the sad development. But that's what happened to Nyokayemabhunu Zimbabweans. These are the facts. Mamanzo ma facts. Ayayo. How things got here. Pardon Gambakwe created this fake money campaign, and which was to trap Nyokayemabhunu with his first charge of 24,000 rands, so that he appears as if he needed money for the demonstrations, money which was never called for, and also to try and implicate Blessed Geza, who has got no association whatsoever with Nyokayemabhunu. So this is what happened. And you hear him, Pardon Gambakwe, even claiming that he is going to be going around representing on his videos, going around Europe and America representing Blessed Geza. Let's end, brother.
Thank you so much. You got my WhatsApp, right?
Wonderful. Yeah, I'll save it. Cheers, man. Cheers. Thanks.
But it is issued.
This is Zimai Media, broadcasting all round the world, on the spot, on the dot. This is Zimai Media, broadcasting all round the world, on the spot, on the dot.